Owen Moran was a man who never knew how to take a step backward. Born in Birmingham, England, on October 4, 1884, he grew up in a rough working-class neighborhood where toughness was a necessity. From an early age, he showed a natural ability for fighting. He wasn't a big man, but he was fast, determined, and had a spirit that refused to be broken. His boxing career would reflect those traits in ways few could match. Moran turned professional at just 17 years old, diving into the unforgiving world of prize fighting. The sport in those days was brutal, with little concern for safety. Fighters often took on multiple opponents in short periods, and Moran was no different. His early career saw him battle some of the best in England, gaining a reputation as a relentless fighter who never backed down. By his early 20s, he had already made a name for himself in British boxing. He captured the British and Commonwealth featherweight titles, proving himself to be one of the finest fighters in the division. But Moran had bigger ambitions. The real proving ground for any boxer in that era was the United States, where the best fighters in the world tested their skills against each other. Determined to prove himself on the biggest stage, Moran set sail for America. In the U.S., Moran quickly made an impression. He faced some of the most dangerous men in the sport, including future legends like Battling Nelson and Ad Wolgast. His fights were brutal, grueling affairs that tested his toughness and endurance. One of his most famous battles was against Battling Nelson, a fight that went to full 20 rounds with neither man willing to quit. Moran gave Nelson all he could handle, but the decision went against him. Still, he had won the respect of American boxing fans. Perhaps the defining moment of Moran's career came in 1910 when he faced the legendary Battling Nelson again. This time, Moran left no doubt about the outcome. In the 11th round, he knocked Nelson out cold, something no fighter had ever done before. It was a historic victory, one that paved his place among the greats of his time. Despite his successes, Moran's career was not without its struggles. He was a fighter through and through, but the constant wars in the ring took a toll on his body. He was known for his iron chin and relentless style, but no man could take that kind of punishment forever. As the years went on, the younger generation of fighters began to catch up to him. Losses started to pile up, and the man who had once seemed unstoppable began to slow down. Moran never officially won a world title, a fact that frustrated him throughout his career. He had the talent and the heart, but in an era filled with legendary fighters, he just fell short of reaching the absolute pinnacle. Even so, he remained a respected figure in the sport. Fighters and fans alike admired his toughness, his determination, and his willingness to fight anyone, anywhere. By the time he retired in 1916, Moran had left behind a legacy that few could match. He had fought some of the best fighters of his era and never once backed down. His name might not be as well known today as some of his contemporaries, but to those who followed his career, he was a true warrior of the ring. Owen Moran passed away in 1949, but his fighting spirit lives on in boxing history. He was a man who never feared a challenge, who fought with everything he had, and who left behind a story worth telling. His career may not have ended with a world title, but his name remains carved in the memories of those who understand what it truly means to be a fighter.